What's going on, everyone? It is Paul, the 920 Trader with 920 Trading and Trading Decoded. Today is Tuesday, March 5th, 2024, and this is how we traded SPY today. So from the looks of the chart, you can see it already. There's quite a few lines on the screen. So, yesterday in pre-market yesterday, it just kind of bounced around. After hours yesterday, pre-market today. We got to pre-market today, and it started dropping. So let's look at what we've got. But before we do that, if you like our videos, please make sure to like and subscribe to our videos. And don't forget to turn on your notifications so you can be one of the first ones to be notified when we drop new content. Also, feel free to share and leave us a comment. We would greatly appreciate it. So we're going back to the charts, folks. Pre-market high, we got this pre-market high sitting at 512.31. 512.31. Pre-market low, 509.89. Now, this candle right in here, right around the 8 o'clock hour, 8 o'clock, 8:01, right around in here. I look at this candle pre-market and I'm thinking, you know what? Is this an outlier? Is this an outlier to the upside? Is this a balancing candle, which generally happens right around 8 o'clock in pre-market? So it could be, but I went ahead and put that 512.31 up there. Also, I wanted a couple of 30-minute zones up high. So if we ran up high, we knew what to expect up there. Anyway, supply zones up top generally, demand zones down low. So we could look for rejections out of those specific zones. So we've got the pre-market high at 512.31, pre-market low 509.89, and then we got this 15-minute zone in here. We've also got this 30-minute pre-market double bottom sitting right here at 510.55. And again, this pre-market double top is a 15-minute double top at 511.21. So I'm thinking, you know what? We've got some room in here between these zones. What do we got? 21 to 55. We got, almost 70 cents between this zone right here. So let's say we channeled all day. We could trade a 70-cent channel all day long. We don't want to, but it is there if we have to trade that. So pre-market low, I also wanted to look at this zone down here, this 30-minute zone down here. And I'm thinking, you know what, that's a little over $1 from, 509.89 down to 508.66. Quite frankly, this is about the closest one that I could find. I might have had a 15-minute zone down here. But you know what I thought? Let's take a look at that 15-minute or that 30-minute zone, see what we can find down here. So let's get into the trading day. We opened up. And what did we do? We bounced around. We had this cross to the upside, took the big candle right here, folks. You do not want to take a position on a 21 through 7. That's a 50-cent candle. Please, folks, do not take a position on a 50-cent candle. Where's your stop? Your stop is going to be so far away from where you are, and you're thinking, okay, you can breach this 510.22 to the upside. Yeah, but you know what? We're still pointing back to the downside. Yeah, we breached this one level. You could take this, but nevertheless, there's a lot of risk, particularly 3 candles for, 69 up through 55. You're 90 cents. You're almost 90 cents in 3 minutes. Stay away from those trades, folks. It's better to not be in the trade and wish you were than to be in the trade and wish you were not. Again, predefine your risk before you ever get into a trade. The best trades to take are when you are directly above a known demand zone down low, you get that cross to the upside, or directly below a supply zone, so you get that cross to the downside. So you can see by the smiley face that I gave it a couple of candles, breached a couple of zones in here, got this 920 cross to the downside, the good old double cross to the downside, almost a double cross, 2-candle double cross, we could call it that. But we breached, so we were below the 9, we breached the VWAP, and we breached this 509.89 to the downside. So at this point, it's like, what are we doing? We're looking for zones down here, folks. So we're literally in the middle of this play right now, and we're hunting for zones. Okay, so I'm pulling up the 30-minute chart, looking for where's my next zone? And at this point, folks, we're just riding the 9. Look at what this 9 did. I had this line down here. It's a 3-minute intraday support down here. So I took the trade off right in here. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful play to the downside. But again, we're just riding that 9, folks, trusting the 9 to get us down to our next levels, either to the downside or back to the upside. So it got kind of fun after this play. That was a really, really nice trade. That's one of those, and we go back 3-4 weeks, and you're taking those. I was taking death crosses to the upside, or death crosses to the downside, golden crosses to the upside. A good majority of the time, those things work out. But again, you must predefine your risk work before you ever put on that play. I had a couple of areas that I could have closed out the trade if it went against me. Number one, we had just breached this line, 509.89 to the downside. Very, very, very little risk in that play. So let's say it even pulled up to VWAP. Okay, there's still very, very little risk in this play. Your absolute possible drop dead place to get out of this play is a breach of the 9 to the upside, folks. So when you're making trades, make sure you predefine your risk before you ever enter the trade. And once you're in that trade, sit back. And as 920 traders, trust that 9 to get you down to your next level. So first trade of the day, really, really nice trade. At this point, I'm thinking, you know what, do I want to trade the rest of the day? Or maybe not. So really not a whole lot in here. I missed this trade to the downside, missed it. And I'm thinking, you know what? If it happens, if we get up in this range again, I'm going to take it back to the downside. Well, guess what happened? I did. I took it with the expectation of getting back down into these ranges down here. So guess what? That's a big fat L. I missed this play coming out of this 30-minute zone right here. Again, missed it. And you know what? That's okay. But still, folks, the name of the game is execution. I did not execute. I missed that play. I can justify it and say I had a really good play first one out of the gate, and I did. Folks, if you get that first play out of the gate, and it's a really, really nice winner, by all means, if you want to be done for the day, be done for the day. I'm sitting behind my computer in our trade room, literally from bell to bell every single day. So when I see a good setup, I like to take it. But again, I missed it coming out of this zone. Missed this, and again, made this a nice little loser out of this trade right here. So at this point, I'm thinking, you know what? We had crosses, upside, downside, kind of bounced around a little bit. I went to lunch right around this time, folks. I said, you know what? I've had enough for right now. We're, 4 hours into the trading day at this point. Now, a buddy of mine sent me a text, and excuse me, he said, we have had 12 crosses to this point. And I said, okay, but look at your higher time frames. Look at your 5-minute. What is your 5-minute telling you to do? Here's your 5-minute, folks. These are your higher time frames. The higher the time frame, the stronger the level. Look at this 10-minute chart, folks. Look at this 15-minute chart. Look what it's doing. It's just pointing down all day long. Look at the 30-minute chart. There it is. There's the 30-minute chart in all of its glory. Folks, your higher time frames give you a different perspective of what we're looking at on the lower time frame. So if you're watching the 1-minute time frame all the time, folks, there is so much noise. Look at all of this noise in the 1 minute. Now switch to the 2-minute and see what it looks like. Now, let me make this a little bit bigger. So the 2-minute, that smooths it out a little bit. Now switch to the 3-minute. What do you see? It's so much more smoother on the higher time frames. 3-minute, there's your 5-minute, folks. Here's your 15. Actually, that's a 30-minute. Look at the 15. It is so much smoother. Now, we want to execute. So we want to enter our trades on the 1-minute candles because those will give us our precision entries. Once you're in a trade, switch the time frames, folks. Switch them, and then trust your 9. Trust your 9 to take you wherever the trade's going to take you. And let's take out some targets along the way. So again, nice little, it wasn't bad. Nothing bad about that trade. Now, we got in a situation down in here. Again, this was a really, really nice trade back to the downside. I missed this because, again, I was at lunch right in here. And I thought, you know what? If we get another cross to the downside, I'm taking it. I kind of jumped the gun on this trade right in here at, 14.19. But it didn't hit my stop. My stop was up here at, 507.31. So I had, how much risk did I have? I had 30 cents worth of risk. That's about at the upper end of where I want my risk to be, but nevertheless, we never even got close to that risk. We wicked up to with 507.20? Yeah, big deal. 19 cents risk, no big deal whatsoever. So again, we're still hunting for zones down here, folks. I had this 30-minute zone. We breached that very easily. Took out this next zone back to the downside. Again, took it out right here because at that point I was like, you know what? It's been a really good day at this point. But there's still more room to the downside. Look at this. We got another cross to the downside. We did not get to this zone. Now, I'm going to show you something. When I'm done with this chart for the day, I'm going to show you something very, very interesting on the 30-minute chart. I think you'll find it very interesting. But we did have one more play to the upside. Now, I know a couple people that caught this double cross to the upside. Counter trend trade at that point, absolutely. But, you can assume, maybe you don't have a whole lot of risk. Or what is your risk? Okay, one candle, so 24 down to, you got 30 cents worth of risk in that candle with nothing below it, folks. You have absolutely nothing below it. Okay, so this yellow line here is what's called the POC. This is the point of control. This is the point at which most money has changed hands during the trading day. It was somewhere up in this region at this, right around this area. So late in the day, right around 3:30 in the afternoon. At about 13:43. So right in here, 15:43, somewhere right around here, this POC moved down. I said if we move down, we're going to move down to 505.68. Just because of the volume that I saw that had been laid down during this area. Okay, we had a lot of volume. So the POC moved down. It didn't move down to 505.68. It moved down to 505.69. So we moved down to 69. We're printing this candle right here at 15:45. And I said, okay, folks, I said, here's the deal. If this candle, I said the POC just moved down. So we have an additional level of support, which POC, when it moves, it is really good support or really good resistance. When the POC moved down, I said, folks, if we get a green candle that closes above this level, please, please, please consider putting on the trade. I don't call out my trades only because from a legal standpoint, I don't want to be liable for that. So I said, but folks, we have support right here. So if it breaches to the downside, you close out the trade. I said, oh, by the way, at this level up in here, I said 506.07 or 506.08. There's a very, very thin volume area all the way up to 506.57. So this line up here, I said, if we can breach this to the upside, we should take a pretty quick trip up to 506.57. Put on the trade right here and closed it out right at this line, right about right before the 350 candle, or right on the 350 candle. I didn't want to wade through the 350 candle today, only because we're pointing down. Now, we still had VWAP to the upside that we could go get, and eventually we got it right around close. But I wanted to take the trade off the table because, again, I didn't want to wade through the 350 and potentially take me out of this trade as a loser on the trade. So you can see that all the setups that were here today, folks, there were multiple setups. They were here all day long, folks. It's a stark contrast to what we had going on yesterday. Yesterday, for the vast majority of the time, was a very, very difficult, may I say even ugly chart to trade yesterday. But today, absolutely quite the opposite. There were trades all over the place today. There were some places in here. You might have gotten chopped up a little bit. Again, we had 12 crosses at one point pretty early in the day, or at least about halfway through the day. But that's how she played out today. It was a grand and glorious day. Now, one thing I told you I was going to talk about this level down here. So watch this level tomorrow, folks, 504.75, 504.75. So here, let's see if it's still available, and it is not. Okay. Volume profile is already, it's done for the day. It was done for the day a long time ago. If you will pull up your 30-minute chart, here it is. Okay, so there is volume profile. This is a visual representation of where all the money has been spent during the trading day. Now, these areas down here, these will go on kind of in perpetuity depending on the time frame. But if you will look at this level right down here, so 504.75, look at this. I put this line down here early. I thought maybe we could use it as a target. There's no volume down here, folks. There's no volume. Now, let's look at the 1 hour. Let's see if the 1 hour kind of changes it up. Okay, maybe a little bit lower. So let's say 504.54. Down in here, folks, there's very, very little volume. So why is there such little volume, such low volume? I will show you. This is that area that we're talking about, folks, right in here. Why is this such low volume? This was pre-market, folks. This was a pre-market area. So in pre-market, there's very, very little volume. So there's very little to hold it down in order to push it back up. And consequently, in regular trading hours, and I hope we wait until the market opens to get down to this level, but there's very little to hold it back up. So please, folks, watch these levels tomorrow, 504.75 and 504.54 down to, hey, if you can catch this play, my guess, 502.35. 502.35. That's a $3 move, folks, or $2 move, $2.50 move. That's a $2 move right out of the gate. Now, down below that, we can look left a little bit. We've got these, again, exactly to that level. This level right in here, folks, that's where our volume is. But there's nothing here. There's nothing here, folks. There's nothing there. Again, pre-market. Those are all pre-market, and there's just not a lot of volume in pre-market. So, folks, please write that level on your chart tomorrow and see how it plays out. If we get below this level, buckle up. You could be going for a ride. This is not financial advice, folks, but just watch how she plays out. That is the beauty of the volume profile. But again, that's how she played out today. My expectation for tomorrow is I have no earthly idea what's going to go on. No idea. Now, if you look back at the chart, we got very little volume up in this area also. But again, that was, a lot of that was from yesterday. But that's how we did it today, folks. Now, if you enjoy our videos, please consider giving us a like and a subscribe. Don't forget to turn on your notifications. That way, when we drop new content, you will be one of the first to be notified. Also, leave us a comment. We would certainly appreciate it. And don't forget to share our videos far and wide. We would greatly appreciate that also. Now, if you are interested in live daily trading, please hit the link down below for our Trading Decoded Discord. It's available for you for the first week. We're going to give you that first week for free. So every single day from bell to bell, we are trading and we are talking about this. And we're talking about how the 9 and the 20 are working and the thin volume and the heavy volume and where we expect quick moves and slow moves and the why behind all of these things, folks. If you're on the fence, come check us out. Seriously, we do this every single day. Every single day, Trading Decoded. Now, if you're interested in the 920 crossover strategy, head on over to 920trading.com. And again, that link is down below. Everything you wanted to know about the 920 strategy is there for you to take. Please take it. You don't have to spend thousands of dollars on a course with some secret recipe, some secret this or that or special indicator. Folks, it's not out there. Everything that's in the market right now has been here for a long time. Since we've had moving averages, since we've had volume profile, it's all there, folks. It's all there for you to see. But again, that's how we did today. Thanks for spending a little bit of time of your precious time with us today. We appreciate you all very much. I hope you have a great day, and we will see you in the markets.